Great mysteries of Pokemon. Why can you fly on a Pidgey, but you can't on a Scyther?
That is a good question. Scyther does have pretty big bug wings.
Scyther's a pretty big bug.
Yeah.
I guess because bugs don't actually have muscles, they're just goo, so I guess he's hollow.
Also, you can get Surfing Pikachu in Pokemon Stadium, but you can't teach Pikachu Surf in Red or Blue.
But in Yellow, you can get an animation of him surfing.
Yeah, but you can't teach him Surf in Yellow. You can only get the Surf move from Pokemon Stadium. And the way you get the Surf move in Pokemon Stadium is by beating the Elite Four with all 150 Pokemon. Or all 149 Pokemon, because Mewtwo isn't a thing.
And then they decided to re-reference that with...
Oh god, the sprite change is permanent. I forgot about that. It's amazing.
It's adorable.
It turns into a fucking Mamemon.
It turns into a gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Because I can't catch him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it does look like a little tiny gingerbread man.
It's just a speck with little pixel arms and legs.
One could argue that a gingerbread man's just a speck with candy on it.
I mean...
A vaguely human-shaped speck.
Sure.
Anyway, where was I going with this?
Surf on Pikachu?
Yes, now they have the Surfing Raichu evolution. Ah, well, fair enough. Oh yeah, you can order items if you want to. Nobody does. Oh wait, you can always put the bike to the top of the list.
I could.
It's a time saver. Quick at one. There you go. We could be riding the bike right now.
That is true.
The wind's blowing.
Oh boy, that means he's probably going to use birds.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, just line them up for Jolteon.
It's the Birdman from Alcatraz. That dude was weird.
Well, it was a prison. They were going to produce weird people even if they didn't get a regular shipment of weird people.
Did you know that the Birdman of Alcatraz has also successfully written several books and pushed forward whatever you call the study of birds by a couple...
Ornithology.
Yes, by quite a decent amount of years.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, he wasn't just a crazy person, he was also a useful crazy person.
Oh boy, that's all any of us can really hope to be.
Mm.
One of those weird crazy people who pushes a field of
something.
study so forward.
You always want to be the one doing the studying, though. You don't want to be the case study.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, we've discovered several new diseases. Fantastic. In you. Oh. You don't want to be Mr. Burns with this Three Stooges syndrome.
So many diseases trying to push through at the same time that they're all just stuck.
So you're saying I'm invincible? No, no, no. Even a slight breeze could... Practically invincible. That's a good episode.
There were a lot of really good
Bike Man.
episodes.
Have you fought Bike Man?
No.
Yeah. Back in the good old days.
Back when Matt Groening was still actively on the project.
Yeah, instead of being a crazy man who shows up at conventions.
Yep.
Which is what we could all hope to be someday.
Oh, speaking of crazy people...
Who show up to conventions.
Who so much show up to conventions. I learned about the guy who does the music for Dragon Quest the other day, and he is a fuck.
In a good way or a bad way?
Bad way.
Oh.
Okay, so, part of his thing is that, because he's so old and established and is a major member of, like, a, artist's rights thing, he keeps very, very strict copyright on his music. And because he's been at this for so long, Square Enix can't really tell him anything. He tells Square Enix things.
I was gonna say, alright,
Yeah, I probably should have switched to that too.
no, I mean, this is working. It's just, like I said, the trio is going to be making a joke out of Koga.
Yeah. Anyway, what this means is that we never get the orchestral versions for any of his songs in the actual games. Everything gets changed to a MIDI.
Because he demands it to be so?
Because he demands it to be so that he can sell more CDs.
There's a couple more people around here if you want to keep going with the fight. Or we can just go ahead to the next town.
Like, he sells out his concerts either way, and honestly, I think that people who are going to buy the soundtrack would buy it anyway. Fucking Birds. Right after I switched to Doug Trio.
Rock.
That's true. Yeah, it turns out...
I like this mental image of this guy being like, I use all birds, and then 5 seconds later he just has a pile of unconscious feathers and rocks everywhere.
Yep. But yeah, it turns out, like he said in an interview somewhere, that the Dragon Quest theme, like the da 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 da, like the big orchestral swell and everything, apparently he wrote that in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Final Fantasy was the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, like the main Final Fantasy theme, like the do 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 do.
Yeah.
5 minutes when they were on a deadline and they didn't know what else to do.
Damn.
Actually, you'll find that a lot of famous themes were written just
seconds before the due date.
Yeah, and then it just worked out.
But yeah, it turns out he's also a gigantic asshole who firmly believes that the rape of Nanking never happened, and actively campaigns the Japanese government to take back their apology.
Ooh.
I know, right? Because those 200,000 corpses and 30,000 sex slaves, all a myth. All of them. Didn't happen.
That's awkward.
Right?
Always remember, folks, the Japanese currently are mild-mannered. That's only because the US doesn't let them have a military. When you lose a war to the US, you lose a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that the US doesn't let them have a military, it's that their constitution now forbids them from having an active military as well. Because of the US, but basically they're now doing it to themselves because the US did it to them so hard.
Imagine being beat up so hard you start writing your own rules that reflect the laws of your bully.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But no, like, there's talk that Japan wants to change that specifically because of how hostile North Korea has been.
Yep.
And also the fact that the rest of Asia hates them.
Also, there's talk in the US.
For some reason.
Also, there's a lot of talk in the US about removing their overseas military bases, which honestly I think is a really good idea for them.
They're paying a lot of money, and apparently, like, the US soldiers in Osaka and the rest of Japan are not doing a great job of extolling good Christian values.
I'm gonna have to dig out. Yeah, apparently,
Fly.
US soldiers routinely fight over that post because it's so simple.
You can go to either one. Actually, it might be faster to... Well, alright.
It's the closest Pokemon Center, I think, right?
It's a tie between this one and Lieutenant Surge's.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because you could go through the other shortcut. But I guess then you have to dodge the grass unless you want to just bowl right through.
Just hope that the RNG doesn't fuck us, Jay. Because that works so good.
Well, okay, hold on. Actually, before we leave, you were talking about wanting to get rid of the Rattata and the Pidgey. Do you want to just dump one of them now and replace it with the...
I'll dump the rat, it doesn't fly.
Yeah, dump the rat, replace it with the whale.
Lapras?
Yes. Because I think Lapras is genuinely the one we're gonna... Oh wait, this is our stuff already.
Yeah.
Withdraw. What level is the Lapras at anyway? What did we call him?
Oh, that's right. 15. Woof.
Yeah, okay.
I'll leave it for now. I'm gonna see what I catch in the forest.
In the...
Tall grass.
The safari?
No, in that little road that
yeah,
reached
yeah.
right at the end there.
I think you can catch executes there.
Really?
I think.
Executor was actually pretty good, and we could really use a grass type.
Yes. Especially since we lost ours.
Fucking Vile.
Wait, no. Was it a... Oh yeah, we did have a Vile Plume at one point.
Yeah, it died in the fighting gym, I believe.
Was it the fighting gym?
I don't recall what killed it.
Maybe
it was Rocket.
I want to say Rocket. I'm pretty sure Rocket is 90... But why are you going this way?
I forget what was in here. Oh, right, that was back to Surge's Town. That was the fisherman, right?
Yep. Keep going.
What's down here?
The way we're supposed to go.
Right.
And if we had cut, we could use that shortcut there, but we don't. So we can't.
Which means I can't get to that grass.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
Well, hopefully there's more grass along this route.
There is.
Did I fight you?
You did not. To my recollection.
Go, Necro Titan. Just crush his Pokemon beneath your incredible girth.
My bird Pokemon should be ready for battle, are they?
Are you sure?
Why did you amnesia?
Because I'm gonna set up. That way I use fewer PP from Psychic. It's not like they can hurt me anyway. Oh fuck.
I think Psychic has super high hit rate, I want to hope.
I think it has a 100% native hit rate. But after 2 sand attacks, I think that becomes... Oh, Jesus, fuck no.
You took too long, now your chance is gone. That's what happened.
Its hit rate's gotta be down to like 50% at this point.
Well, at least you got a level. Now
That's
it's time
true.
to leave. Flip them out and then flip them back in, because that'll reset his stats.
That's
But
true.
let Grottusk have the kill, just because...
It'll be an easy kill for Protoss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should have put in, Dugtrio. Oh, well.
They're level 26, you're not going to level up. Unless you were going to level up anyway.
Yeah, I know, but it's slightly suboptimal, which irks me. I know, right?
Woo!
Well, at least it wasn't sand attack.
And now you know not to bother with that noise. You very quickly understood what happens when you set up.
They counter set up, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not even setting up. They set down.
I like that phrasing, actually.
Every time I buff my damage, they debuff my accuracy. Oh shit. These are all crits.
Mm-hmm. All the way through. Even if all 5 hit, though, you weren't dying.
Yeah, still.
You were just taking a thrashing. Not today. Not my blood. Christ, what was that from?
I have no idea.
I have a very distinct memory of someone shouting "not my blood," but I don't remember who or why.
Something from 40k, Blood for the Blood God.
That or, I want to say it was either 40k or maybe Gravity Falls for some reason.
Oh, I need to sacrifice blood to this thing. Not my blood, you're not.
Oh wait, now I remember. We were playing a weird D&D session, and we had to go investigate this one mountain that was supposed to be cursed as fuck, and what we found was all wood on the mountain slowly turned into rock,
Okay.
and our elven ranger failed to notice at some point when his bow had turned to stone and become unusable.
Okay.
So he was, and then after fucking around, we found out that applying blood to anything undoes the curse. And so he's like, well, I need someone to bleed on my bow. And then he looks at me and he's like, I need you to give me my blood. And I shout, not my blood!
Oh, okay.
And then he kept pushing the issue, and eventually I just took his head and slammed him into a piano that had turned to stone. I'm like, there you go, there's your blood.
Oh, the sand attack didn't work on me when I was asleep, probably because my eyes were closed.
That would be more internal logic than I want to give this game credit for, but...
That's a good idea. No, yeah, that's probably true. That would be interesting, though.
Interesting, if true.
I love
Bird
that
is
phrase.
dancing serious. This bird is dancing circles around you.
I love that phrase, like, big if true.
I think this Necro Titan is having a worse success rate than his predecessor.
Yeah.
Then again, he has been roused from the dead, so what do we judge?
Man,
The route
like,
is blocked. Alright, we'll see you next time, folks.
Bye, everybody.